Hi again, it's Jason from Fraser Valley Rose Farm. A couple of years ago I made a popular video on how to get rid of ants, and I used this product. This is Borax. And I got a lot of questions after a lot of views on that video. Some of those questions around, what is this product, where can I find it? Some around, well, what if my ants don't like the sugar solution that you used in that video? So I'm going to review the method very, very quickly here. I had some plants in my greenhouse that had ants crawling up and through the pots, very gross. I'll show you a picture here. But what I used was a formula of 1 teaspoon of borax to 3 teaspoons of sugar. I mixed those in some water to make a sugar syrup, and then I poured that over a quarter of an Eggo waffle, threw that into a margarine container to enclose the bait station, had some holes in the side. I placed that near the bases of the plants where the ant infestation was the worst, and it cleared up the problem very, very quickly for me. So now to answer some of those questions. Yeah, so when I made the video, I wasn't thinking about the rest of the world. I just had my little ants in my little greenhouse, and they loved sugar. But I'm hearing from people all around the world who have different kinds of ants, some of the biting kinds of ants or bigger kinds of ants. And what it's clear is that some of those ants aren't as attracted to sugary things. But fear not, you can take the same amount of borax, 1 teaspoon, and dissolve that into a couple tablespoons of peanut butter or a couple of egg whites. The peanut butter should attract those ants that are more attracted to fats, and the egg whites should go for the ones that are more attracted to proteins. That's my best suggestion in that case. Okay, so if you're not familiar, borax is a salt of boron, which is a naturally occurring element, a plant essential nutrient actually, and it's naturally occurring in its salt form. It was mined out of lake beds and such, and was put into all sorts of products in the past, oftentimes into cosmetics, even as a food additive. More likely today you would find it as a laundry additive or household cleaner. What makes it unique for this purpose is it has a very low acute toxicity to mammals, but a high acute toxicity to insects like ants if they ingest it. So that's what makes it useful for this purpose. Okay, so the thinking on borax has changed a lot over time. It used to be that they put it in everything, toothpaste, cosmetics, food products, and in some places they still do. But these days it's more thought of as don't artificially mess with the boron levels in your body. That could cause some risks later on. That said, it doesn't really absorb very well externally. So the EPA has done a couple of big studies on this and has found that when used as directed and used externally, that borax poses little risk. And they've dropped the level of concern on it over time to the point where now it's unregulated in most products. Well, that's a good question, and honestly, bureaucrats are going to do what bureaucrats are going to do. I don't puzzle over that much anymore. One of their functions is to maintain the relevancy of their own existence. I'm not trying to put bad intentions on them, but if you actually read the Wikipedia article that shows all the studies on this, the studies themselves don't show a ton of concern. In fact, it's still listed as an organic amendment, an approved organic amendment here in North America, both in Canada and in the United States, to add boron to your crops. It's still listed by the David Suzuki Foundation on the white list of pesticides of least concern. So this is not something that is a big problem. Yeah, if it is banned in your country, unfortunately, the laundry additives that they've replaced borax with on the shelves as a replacement in the EU don't work like borax. They don't have the same ingredients, and so they will not work as an ant killer. So you're kind of out of luck that way. Kind of ironically, in those countries, you can search around, you can find boric acid available for laboratory purposes, and you can buy that online, and it is the less safe alternative compared to borax. So I definitely wouldn't necessarily say go and do that as an alternative without studying it very carefully yourself. But in those countries where they banned it, you're kind of out of luck in terms of this kind of safer alternative. Yeah, because I put it into a bait station, it's relatively safe around pets, children, and so on. Of course, for indoor use and everything else, I guess you'd have to know your pets and know your children and take other safeguards, place it underneath something where it's really segregated from them or not. As I say, the risks here are relatively low because the acute toxicity of borax is low, but certainly it isn't something that you would ingest purposely, and you don't want your pets or children to accidentally do so. Oh, like aunts and uncles. I see. Okay, got it. How do you get rid of ants? How do you get rid of uncles? Very clever. Yeah, that's actually a good question, because honestly around the yard here, I usually leave nature to take its course. If I see an anthill appear on the margin of the property, it's not such a big deal. I guess it would be a different issue for me if they were stinging, and I have to say that if they get into my house, I don't really want to let that be. So there are instances where I think, and then my general approach to pest control is leave it be unless it poses a problem for you. In this case, it was messing up the salability of my plants, but if it were a stinging insect or if it getting into my house, I would definitely take action on that. All right, thanks so much for watching today. I hope that answered some of the questions that you would have taken from that previous video. And if you have any additional questions, please drop them down below in the comments.